What's up, everyone? This is Amin Jouahra, and welcome to our second episode of Anecdote. And the second episode is about people. I'm not sure if you remember, during the first episode, I spoke a lot about people, and then I gave a teaser saying that we will have a dedicated episode about people. For a simple reason, people has been very important in my life as the social level, family, friends, at the professional level. But then I've been learning a lot with people. There is even a say which says every person you meet is a student and a teacher. So you give and you take from people. And that's why I wanted really to give a special episode only about people. I spoke last time about people in photography and how that perception of, let's say, the human feeling and the gratitude, the reward, recognition, which turns completely my interest about photography from, let's say, the pure commercial one into more of lifestyle and weddings, families, portraits. Now, that was one chapter. There are two other more, and I will say the most important chapter about people will be people in the business and people in the work life, or let's say in the enterprise or whatever you work in SMBs, but in a professional life. I'll start about business. When I shifted from Algeria to Dubai, I moved to complete new business environment, which means I'm no longer in my own country, in my comfort zone. I am moving into an unknown place. Of course, I will say that's a blessing because in reality, the amount of learning I got from this shift is simply amazing. Why? I came to a country which has so many nationalities, so much diverse. In fact, I will touch on a point later a little bit, but coming here to do business, it is important to know about people because let's agree on one thing. The most important part of business is people. If you don't understand people, you don't understand business. If you don't take care of people, you're not taking care of business. Because simply, your customers are people, your colleagues who run the business are people, your partners are people. We can go very far in this because the stakeholders are people, the shareholders are people, suppliers are people. So it's all about people. So people are the pillar of business. So that's why, let's say, I'll start about the partners. Moving here, started dealing with complete different set of partners, different nationalities, very diverse, with their own cultures and their own way of running business. But all of them had one thing in common. Business is made between women and men. Uh, Business is not done by contracts or, let's say, agreements purely. Business is done by trust. Business is done by credibility. Business is between two parties that they trust each other or they don't. And that's where it's like my journey were complete shift from the comfort because I'm Algerian. I was very comfortable dealing with, let's say, North African because we have similar culture, we have similar tradition. Let's say there's no real border except of, let's say, the admin one. But coming here, I had, let's say, to establish myself with the new partners. And one of the stories which was like so funny is I was attending some meetings where partners, they don't speak English. They speak their own language. And I was just watching there, seeing people talking to each other. But I had, let's say, I did not have many choices. I had two choices. One is to be upset, pissed off, and say, well, you know what? Let me step back. And in this case, will it help me do business or no? I have my doubts. Or I had the option also to convince them that this guy that you don't give the attention to speak the language that he understands can bring value. And that's why it's like I had to build up a certain credibility, which honestly speaking took me time and effort, but I used to enjoy that because I had a lot of satisfaction from showing people that, you know what, I do deserve this. And that's why I will work hard for it. So I start traveling with the same people, getting to know each other, showing them that I do care about them, I do care about their business. And somehow they started really valuing my presence, my input, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction. And that openness in the culture, whether they are Arabs, uh, European, Western people, Indian, Asian, I think I never had any block when it comes to nationalities. And that I think I will really encourage people not to label people by nationalities or by ethnics or whatever, because there are good and bad people everywhere. The opportunity to meet people, know more about people, deal with people, learn with them is simply amazing. And the journey with partners has gone very far. We came very close. And sometimes, in corporate life, your partners will get awards or they achieve something, and you really feel like you have done well, because you feel that it's like I've contributed in this success. And that was always driving my motivation. Some people will come with a lot of apprehensions, set minds. They are not, again, it's their business. They're putting their money, they're putting their sweat, their efforts. So they cannot open up easily. And it's easier to do the first steps to show that value addition that you bring into the table, and also gain credibility and gain trust, because the trust you need to gain it is not offered, especially in business. So that was something which I enjoyed. And I had even some partners telling me in the past, it's like, when we have done business together, I really enjoy doing business, and you could bring a lot of, let's say, value to our business. My business grew up thanks to your input, your guidance. And for me, that was a big satisfaction. That, honestly speaking, was an amazing thing. The second part is about the working environment when you have team members. So when I came, I was a salesperson running my own area of the business with my partners, collaborating with colleagues, of course. But then you get a promotion, and you get a promotion which takes you to a managerial role where you have a team to manage. A lot of people, they look only at, let's say, the promotion, but they don't look at how did it come and what's in it, also to own it and to take the responsibility which comes out of it. Because there are multiple aspects in that. The first one is the imposter syndrome. Okay, so you get promoted, but you're not sure whether you're fit or no. So you want to show that you really deserve it, because a lot of people envy you. And but in reality, when you take a people's responsibility role, it's no longer about you. Your achievement is not you. You're already identified as a star because you were given a promotion. Now it is the time for you to work into making your people stars. And that comes by creating a great working environment, a team culture, a safe space for them to feel valued, to feel that they belong to something, to align in vision. And we need to nurture that. That's really important, because managing people means managing their expectations, their ambitions, their problems, their motivation. And it was very difficult for me, because I moved from being a solo achiever into someone who wants to make everybody achieve. Okay. And at the beginning, I was not even able to accept that people will do things in a different way that I would have done it. And another thing which was really difficult was like accepting that people will do mistakes. I do care so much about my job, about my deliverables, and the company I work. And I had always had this commitment. But accepting that people will do mistake, it was extremely hard. And it took me a lot of self-awareness about this, how to manage this transition. Because if people, they don't do mistake, it means they are doing only the things that they are good at. And with that, you're not growing. Because if you don't move from a place to another place which is unknown, you're not growing. And that's really risky for a corporation or for any business, honestly speaking. So I had to work on that. But my ambition was like, We could fight within a team, we could argue, whatever, with the passion we had. But when it comes to putting my people in front of others, it's like I need to make them ready to shine. They have to be under the spotlight. And my biggest satisfaction start coming from my people getting award, my people getting recognitions. You get feedbacks that, that team member is very good. Or even if someone is, let's say, criticized, it's like, my view was like, you know what, as a people leader, is like, I can go there, let's say, be aggressive, criticize and ask questions, or it's like, no, be curious, understand what is behind it. That may be also a perception of someone who has criticized, and make sure that the person improves and become better. Or let's say, if they're facing struggles, they overcome that. Simple reason was like, I wanted to leave somehow an amazing experience by dealing with people into, is like, you know what, when we work together, or when you have been my manager or my leader, it was amazing. You pushed me, you made me become a better person. And mind you, dealing with team member makes also people's manager becoming a better person. If you're doing it in the right way, in the most sincere way, it is extremely important that both of you grow. Because as I said, every person you meet is a student, but is also a teacher. So we take as much as we give, and that's important. And this was my story about people when it comes to the business and the work. I would like to go back a little bit into the experience of coming to Dubai, because it's a very diverse place. And in many places, we hear diversity somehow is like people, they don't know each other. People are labeling nationalities, ethnies, religions. So people, they fear each other. So it's a threat. In reality, the diversity is what humanity has to offer as the most precious for me. You come here, you learn about, let's say, Muslims tradition, Hindus, Christian, people, they know each other. People, they share moments together. They learn about traditions. And that was like an opening to cultures and to other traditions, which has been simply amazing. And that got extended because thanks to my job, I travel a lot to Africa. Going to Africa, being an African, but from the north, it's like I'm really familiar about my neighboring countries, because for us, there are no borders. But when I started going to Sub-Sahara, let's say Central Africa, West Africa, East Africa, you discover new cultures, new habits, new ways of living. But judgment was not an option. The most important for me was be curious, share the maximum moments and learn maximum from these people. And when I personally think about Africa, I think about hospitality. People are always welcoming, despite whatever their condition, be it struggling, be it comfortable, be it extremely comfortable, whether they are very successful, where they're like having a hard time, everybody is welcoming. And that's something amazing. And I would say, this is something I'll invite people to go and experience it by themselves. At the same time, since 2020, when we have gone through coronavirus, we heard a lot about resilience, human being resilience and everything. I think Africans are extremely resilient, because when you go to Africa, of course, we hear a lot, Africa is growing, it's a land of opportunities, it's great. That's true. There is, and especially there is a young generation of talent which is going abroad, learning, coming back in their countries and everything. But when you speak with, let's say, some people who might have very tough life, it's like, and I will quote Nigerian. I think Nigeria is one of let's say, very close countries to my heart. I spend so many years going every month for business. And wherever you meet a Nigerian and said, how is life? We say, we thank God. Everybody is thanking God. Whether you're, let's say, from any religion, everybody thanks God. And he said, how is life? Thank God. How is business? We are pushing. Everybody is pushing. Right? And despite all the struggle, everybody's smiling, everybody's welcoming, people will share food with you. And this for me is a unique experience, because I will, if every place in the world we still had that confidence that we should welcome people and we are not scared from others and we are not labeling others, I think the world will have been a better place. And I will still, although some people will abuse it, because let's be realistic, not everybody is, let's say, welcoming with an open heart and will not suffer from that. Some people will abuse it, but let's still give benefit of doubt. I think humanity still have so much to offer, and that's something extremely important for me. I'm trying to share this with my kids also, and also people around me. Just because we are starting the year, I want to share also recent experience about people. We had, it's beginning of the year, is that time of the year where we gather with all our team members. They are coming from all offices, colleagues from different places, and we spend like 7 to 10 days together. Of course, working hard because we are planning, reviewing, reflecting on what has happened last year, but also planning 2025. And I would say it has been an amazing experience, because with the shift I have done last year, it's a new team. We could learn from each other. Of course, always trying to have a fun environment, a very serious one, but an enjoyable one. For simple reason is like, we need people to engage. We don't want people to sit on their own places. We want people to engage. We want people to inspire each other. We want people to be curious about each other. And we want people to have fun and enjoy. And I will say that was, for me, a very important start of the year, because you feel like now we have a common vision. We spoke a lot about building a very strong team. And for me, the strength of the team is the trust. If we are not able to trust each other, that's going to be difficult. It's like, and we even quoted a video from Simon Sinek where he speaks about this Navy SEALs, how they measure the performance versus trust, and how they combine that. That was an amazing experience. I think this leads me to the conclusion about today's episode. It's very important. Number one, let's put people before everything in our life, be it family, be it friends, be it colleagues, be it partners. Let's put people first, and the most important remains people. Why? Because if we do take care of each other as people, things will be better. Be it at work, be it at social relations. If I do care about you and I show that, let's say, willingness to support you, you will do the same. And that becomes like we are sharing our problems, we are sharing the joy. And that's very important, because we speak a lot about friendship as an example. Very often we say, my friends, I have like this number of friends. If I have problem, I'll call them. What about when you have achieved something, or you've had a very good news? Do you also call them? That's also something you want to share with friends, if they are real friends. And that's very important. So let's put people on priority. That's really important. And I will really insist on this. And my father used to say something which was told to me recently, let's say recently, a few years back, by one of my mentors. The most important we have to give to people is attention. It doesn't seem to cost anything, but attention has a huge impact. And whether you're having a comfortable life or you are having a difficult life, giving attention is extremely simple, but extremely important. And mind you, the more people are having a difficult life, the more attention they require, because that will really relieve from stress, from pressure, and they feel is like, especially let's say in corporate life, if the most senior leaders do take care of the people who run the show, let's say, imagine all the pressure he has, all the stress, he's busy, but he do care about me. He's asking about my personal life. How am I doing? It's like, and this attention is really important. And I really invite people to reflect in it. Whether you stop by the security gate and say hi to the security guy, or someone who's, let's say, working in a difficult condition, just a smile, just a greeting will make everyone's day better. So, people on the top priority. Second is the attention we can give to others. Let's be curious, let's share memories, let's know more about each other, and I'm sure we're gonna make it a better place. Thanks for watching. Share your feedback, and if you have stories to share also about people, please reach out and let's inspire each other. Thank you very much, and see you in the next episode. Ciao.